For most people, nighttime means rest. But if you're over 65, it could be quietly killing you. Every night, millions of seniors repeat tiny habits, harmless at first glance, but proven to chip away at your heart, your brain, your body. These aren't random tragedies, they're predictable, preventable. And they all begin with what you do after sunset. These are the 7 night habits silently shortening your life after 65, and what you must do before it's too late. 1. Skipping dinner, the silent starvation. Margaret, 72 years old, thought she was doing the right thing. "I skipped dinner to keep my weight down," she said proudly. But one night, she collapsed on her living room floor. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive. Skipping meals, especially dinner, can cause blood sugar to drop suddenly. The result? Dizziness, weakness, confusion, and the most dangerous of all, falling. Please, take care of yourself. It's important to listen to your body and nourish it properly. Take small steps, and remember, you are worth it. If you live alone, that fall could be the start of something far more serious. Many seniors aren't found until it's too late. Research from the Journal of Aging Health shows that older adults who skip dinner regularly face a 28% higher risk of frailty, hospital visits, and nighttime falls. Dinner isn't just about eating. It helps keep your body steady through the night. It supports better sleep, keeps your brain clear, and gives you enough energy to wake up strong the next morning. You don't need a heavy meal. Just something light, simple, and nourishing. Grilled fish, brown rice, some vegetables, maybe a glass of water. A small, balanced dinner could be the difference between a peaceful night and a dangerous emergency. "I still want to stay in shape," Margaret says, "but now I never skip dinner. I eat light, and I feel stronger every morning." So if you're thinking of skipping dinner tonight, please think again. Taking care of yourself isn't about eating less. It's about eating wisely, especially now when your health is more valuable than ever. 2. Holding in urine, the dangerous delay. John, 77 years old, never liked getting up in the middle of the night. "It's just a little discomfort," he used to say. So instead of walking to the bathroom, he'd stay in bed and wait. Sometimes for hours. He thought he was being strong, but one night, around 3 a.m., he finally couldn't hold it anymore. He got out of bed quickly, in the dark, rushed across the room, and tripped on the edge of a rug. The fall broke his hip, but the problem didn't start with the rug. It started with a simple but dangerous decision: holding it in. As we age, our bodies change. The bladder, just like our muscles and bones, becomes more delicate and less elastic. When we hold urine too long, especially overnight, it puts pressure on the bladder walls. This can lead to overstretching, infections, and even long-term damage to the kidneys. According to urologists, older adults who frequently delay urination are more likely to develop urinary tract infections or UTIs. These infections can spread, causing confusion, fever, and serious illness, especially in those over 65. And worse, holding it in increases the risk of those late-night emergency trips to the bathroom when the body is tired, the room is dark, and balance is poor. John didn't realize it at the time, but he had unknowingly put himself at risk every single night. All because he believed ignoring the urge was a sign of discipline, but the truth is very different. Doctor's voice, gentle, the bladder weakens with age. Holding urine can cause it to overstretch, leading to long-term problems. For seniors, emptying the bladder regularly, especially before bed, is a healthy habit, not a weakness. So what can you do? Start by creating a safe and welcoming path to the bathroom. Install motion sensor nightlights that gently illuminate the way. Remove rugs or objects that might cause a trip or fall. Wear no-slip socks or slippers with good grip. And most importantly, listen to your body. Going when you feel the need isn't a burden. It's a form of self-respect. It's a quiet act of care for the body that has carried you through a lifetime. John has since recovered, and now he takes a different approach. "I get up when I need to," he says. "I make sure the light is on, and I take my time. No more pretending I can wait. It's just not worth the risk. So if you've been holding it in, thinking it makes you strong, please think again, because strength isn't about ignoring your body, it's about honoring it. Getting up to use the bathroom isn't weakness, it's wisdom. 3. Sleeping with the TV on, the brain's hidden enemy. Ella, 70 years old, had a nightly routine she never skipped. She'd get into bed, turn on her favorite TV show, and let the familiar voices carry her into sleep. "It keeps me company," she'd say with a soft smile. The voices, the flickering lights, the background sound, it felt comforting. But what Ella didn't know was that while her body rested, her brain was paying the price. You see, falling asleep with the television on doesn't just affect how you feel in the morning. It affects how your brain works, deep down, quietly, night after night. Research shows that blue light from screens, like the one on a television, can suppress melatonin production by up to 50%. Melatonin is the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Without it, your brain stays partially alert, never fully sinking into deep, healing rest. That means your body might be lying still, but your mind is still working overtime. Studies have even found a link between nighttime screen exposure and cognitive decline in older adults. In other words, the more your brain is exposed to light and noise while sleeping, the harder it becomes to form long-term memories, focus, and stay mentally sharp over time. The flickering lights, the changing scenes, the sudden volume shifts, these all confuse your natural circadian rhythm. That's your internal clock, the thing that tells your brain when to be alert and when to wind down. So even though you think you're sleeping, your brain never really gets the rest it needs. And over time, that adds up. You wake up feeling groggy, you forget things more easily, you feel tired even after a full night in bed. But there's good news. This is one habit you can gently change. Start by setting a sleep timer on your TV, so it turns off after 30 minutes. Even better, replace nighttime television with something softer, like calming music, nature sounds, or a gentle audiobook. These alternatives still offer comfort, but without overstimulating your brain. You can also install blackout curtains to block out outside light and keep your bedroom a place for true rest. Ella eventually made the switch. "Now I fall asleep to gentle music," she says. "And for the first time in years, I wake up feeling rested." So if you've been using the TV to keep you company at night, you're not alone. It's a habit many people fall into, especially when the house feels quiet and lonely. But just because something feels comforting doesn't mean it's helping you. Your brain deserves rest, real rest. And sometimes, the best thing you can do for your memory, your energy, and your mood is to turn the screen off and let the silence do its healing work. Falling asleep without the TV isn't weakness. It's a gift you give yourself every single night. 4. Taking sleeping pills every night, the illusion of rest. James, 68 years old, just wanted a good night's sleep. It started with half a pill, then a full one, and a stronger prescription. "I needed it to shut off my thoughts," he said. But what began as relief slowly turned into something else. Each morning, James woke up groggy. He forgot his keys more often. Sometimes he struggled to keep his balance while walking. The sleep he was chasing came at a cost he didn't expect. Sleeping pills promise rest, but over time, they quietly take more than they give. Research shows that chronic use of sleep medications in older adults is linked to a higher risk of falls, memory problems, dependency, and even early mortality. The brain becomes reliant, the body slower to react, and what feels like deep sleep is often just sedation. Doctor's voice, gentle. These medications were designed for short-term use, not every night, not forever. They don't fix what's causing the sleep trouble, they only cover it up. Real rest comes when we treat the root, not the symptom. And that root could be anything. Worry, loneliness, poor sleep habits, a noisy environment. But no pill can truly heal what needs understanding and care. So what can you do instead? Begin with better sleep hygiene. That means keeping a regular sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, turning off bright lights and screens at least an hour before sleep, keeping your room cool, dark, and quiet. These small choices send strong signals to your brain. It's time to rest. You can also support your body naturally. Eat foods rich in melatonin, like cherries, bananas, oats, and walnuts. If your doctor approves, you might try gentle magnesium supplements, which help calm the nervous system. And most importantly, build an evening routine that tells your body it's safe to relax. Soft music, light reading, or a warm bath. It wasn't easy for James. The first few nights off the pills were rough. He tossed and turned. He questioned his decision, but he kept going. And slowly, his sleep returned. Not forced, but natural. I traded the pills for a new routine, James says. It was harder at first, but worth every morning I wake up clear. Because sleep isn't just about being unconscious. It's about healing, clarity, feeling strong in the morning, not numb. So if you're reaching for that bottle every night hoping for peace, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this helping me heal? Or is it only hiding the noise? You deserve more than sleep that fades with a pill. You deserve real rest, and it starts not in the medicine cabinet, but in the choices you make before the lights go out. 5. Drinking alcohol to wind down, a sleep disruptor in disguise. Every evening around 9 o'clock, Susan, 75, had a quiet ritual. She'd pour herself a glass of red wine. It helps me wind down, she'd say. Just one glass, soft music in the background, the lights low. It felt like peace. And for a while it worked. But somewhere around 2 a.m., Susan would find herself wide awake, tossing, turning, her heart beating just a little faster, her thoughts a little more restless. Sleep had come easily, but staying asleep, that was another story. What Susan didn't realize is something many people don't know. Alcohol can help you fall asleep faster, but it doesn't let you stay asleep deeply, especially as you age. Research shows that alcohol disrupts REM sleep, the stage of sleep your brain needs for memory, healing, and emotional balance. It fragments the sleep cycle, causing you to wake up more often without even realizing it, and in older adults, it triples the chance of waking up groggy, disoriented, or physically unbalanced. That increases the risk of falls, confusion, and exhaustion the next day. What feels like rest is often just sedation. Your body is still, but your brain is missing out on the deep, nourishing sleep it truly needs. And there's more. Alcohol can also worsen sleep apnea, a condition that already affects many seniors without them knowing. It relaxes the muscles in the throat, making it harder to breathe properly during sleep. Please take care and consider speaking with a professional about these concerns. You deserve restful, rejuvenating sleep. That means less oxygen for the brain and more fatigue in the morning. Doctor's voice. Alcohol may feel like it helps you relax, but over time, it works against you. For better sleep, we have to work with the body's natural rhythm, not numb it. So what can you do instead? It starts with a small, peaceful shift. Try herbal teas like chamomile, lemon balm, or peppermint. Drink a warm glass of water with a slice of lemon. Or create a calming bedtime routine. Dim the lights. Play gentle music. Stretch. Read something light. Let your body know, without alcohol, that it's safe to rest. Susan made the change, slowly at first. She missed her wine. But after a few weeks, she noticed something surprising. I sleep fewer hours now, she says. But deeper. I wake up clearer. And that feels better than any nightcap ever did. If you've been using alcohol to wind down at night, know this. You're not alone. It's a habit many people develop without question. But the truth is, your body changes with time. And what worked years ago may now be quietly working against you. Better sleep is possible. Real sleep. The kind that helps your mind stay sharp, your body stay strong, and your mornings feel good again. You don't need wine to rest. You need rest to feel alive. And the best part? It's never too late to start. 6. Nighttime isolation, the invisible threat to your heart. Frank, 80 years old, lived alone in a quiet apartment. Each evening, he made himself a small dinner. He sat at the table, the television humming softly in the background. But mostly, there was silence. To anyone who asked, he'd say, "My evenings are peaceful." And in some ways they were. No stress, no noise, just stillness. But deep inside, Frank's heart was silently aching. He didn't feel sad exactly, just alone. And over time, that quiet loneliness began to take a toll, not just on his mood, but on his body. Doctors now understand something powerful. Chronic loneliness, especially during the evening hours, can raise inflammation in the body. It increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and even stroke. One doctor explained it simply. Long-term isolation has the same health risks as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It sounds shocking, but think about it. Human connection is as essential as food, water, or sleep. And when we go without it, especially at night, when everything slows down, the body feels the stress, even if the mind tries to stay quiet. Research shows that nighttime isolation is linked to poorer sleep quality, weaker immune function, increased depression, and a shorter life expectancy. It doesn't happen all at once, but slowly, night by night, the heart grows heavier. The body grows weaker. The spirit dims. But there's good news. You don't need a crowd. You don't need to go out. Even a small act of connection makes a difference. Try calling a loved one before bed, just 5 minutes. Join a virtual book club, faith group, or hobby circle online. Write in a gratitude journal to remind yourself of the people and moments that still bring you joy. Or leave a message for someone you love. Even if they don't answer, the reaching out still helps. Frank made one small change. Each night, before bed, he calls his grandson. They talk about the weather, school, sometimes nothing at all. But that voice on the other end of the line, it brings warmth back to his evenings. Frank says, he thinks it's for him, but really it's for me. So if you find your nights growing too quiet, if the silence begins to feel too loud, know this. You're not weak for needing connection. You're human. And a little connection, even a little, can heal your heart more than you know. Don't let nighttime isolation steal your health. Reach out. Connect. Because someone out there would love to hear from you. And your heart will thank you for it. 7. Ignoring pain or discomfort. A deadly delay. Linda was 73 when it happened. She felt a tightness in her chest, not sharp, not unbearable, just a strange pressure. Probably just indigestion, she told herself. So she laid down, tried to sleep, tried to ignore it. By morning, Linda could barely move. Her son called for help, and the EMTs rushed in. What could have been treated the night before had now become a near-fatal heart event. Please, always take your body's signals seriously and seek medical advice promptly. You are not alone, and there is always help available. This story is more common than we'd like to believe. And it's not just about heart problems. Every night, older adults across the world feel discomfort or pain. And they wait. They don't want to bother anyone. They think, it'll pass. But sometimes, it doesn't. Research shows that nighttime pain or discomfort is one of the most underreported symptoms among seniors. And that delay in action can be dangerous, even deadly. Doctor's voice, gentle but firm. We often hear, I didn't want to cause trouble. But here's the truth. Your body whispers before it screams. If you ignore the whisper, you might miss the warning. So what should you watch for at night? Never ignore these signs. Chest pain or tightness, even if it feels mild. Shortness of breath that doesn't go away. Sudden dizziness or loss of balance. Severe stomach pain, especially if it's new. Numbness, confusion. or sudden trouble speaking. These symptoms could be signs of a heart attack, stroke, or another urgent issue. Time matters. Minutes matter. It's okay to speak up. It's okay to call for help, even if it feels inconvenient. Your life is worth the interruption. Linda survived. She now keeps a notepad by her bed, writing down any pain or changes she feels. She says, "I used to think I was being brave. Now I know, real bravery is listening to your body." So tonight and every night, remember this. If something doesn't feel right, don't wait for it to get worse. Don't minimize it. Don't silence it. Call someone. Call a doctor. Call emergency services if needed. Because one small decision in the middle of the night might be the one that saves your life. You're never a burden. You are worth the call. Conclusion. A long life isn't built in hospitals. It's protected at home, in the quietest hours of the night. These 7 deadly habits don't scream, they whisper. They hide. But now, you see them, and now you can change them. You have more control than you think. Start tonight. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone you love. One change could save their life. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe for more life-saving tips after 60. Comment below. What nighttime habit are you changing tonight?